Welcome to day 5 of our Hunky Dory Christmas week of webisodes, and today it's all about a snowy season, and we've got some beautiful imagery. And scrapbookers, as all days, we do have scrapbook page to show you, so stay tuned.
So really filled with just beautiful images of snow and winter, and you're really going to love this kit.
Yes, so come play with us. Now here is the snowy season, and something to point out, we've seen this in I think all of the kits this week, but there are 18 ideas on their sheet that accompanies the kit.
Right.
And you were mentioning that many of these are larger.
Are very large. Most of the cards that they make are just really extraordinarily large compared to us. Like maybe they're like 8-inch cards. So when they say that you can make 20 cards with this, we feel that, oh, for sure you're going to be able to do more, because our cards are generally 5 by 6.5 inches, sometimes 5 by 5. And so for sure you can make more cards. Plus you have so many die cuts left over.
Right.
Speaking of die cuts.
So here's some of the variety of images that Gail was talking about. So we've got some.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It just all of the imagery in here is just really beautiful, very artistic. Looks like paintings to me.
I like the words going around that frame.
Isn't that
That's
a nice
pretty,
look?
yeah.
That's different. And plus the frames, you're usually getting a center, you're getting a little border frame around it. I love that fluffed up little robin, very sweet, and all of the different shapes.
Snowman
so
and
fun.
friend.
And
Very
the
nice.
tags, you get all of these different greetings, but as well you get these little tags which you can use individually as just gift tags.
So very pretty borders, sometimes short ones, often long ones,
Right.
but the idea that you get those large focals that are foiled is just very, very nice, and what we've come to expect.
Right.
This is going to be the paper toll
Paper
style.
toll style and a very masculine look, so you're going to
Nice.
get masculine and feminine. You've got kids, you can send these to just anybody.
You can never go wrong with a snow globe.
And these are great for scrapbook pages too. It could just add a nice little focal for adding to whatever subject matter you're treating with.
And then we're going to get 10 sheets. We'll see if I've got these upside down
Yep,
or not.
no, that's right.
That have foiling on them, and as you can see as we flip through here. So you also get the images that are going to coordinate, of course.
And you'll get borders sometimes on the top and the bottom. I love this at the angle on the corners, and then you get the all over foiling.
I'm always happy to see that. Very pretty
Just
in a
beautiful.
kind of a pink sky.
And you can mix and match those adorable scoreable with the die cuts. So there's usually one or two of those sheets that will match one of the die cut sheets.
Oh, I think there's even more than that. And this is a good example of the, these are the non-foiled 10 sheets that are also everything coordinates. And that's really the beauty of a kit, because you don't have to go foraging it about for things that are all going to work together. And like
Right.
you said, masculine as well as feminine looks. And one
See,
more.
we're
There
always
we go.
still going through the cardstock. There's so much to show.
Okay, let's get into what you can do. Now, Hunky Dory is going to give you 18 ideas. We're going to give you another 6 or so you'll have lots to play with. Now, as wonderful as it is to get the artwork, what I really love is adding things to them and how you're going to have those work together. And this, we've added our new snowflake dazzles.
And that's just a perfect look. The silver goes with that silver foiling.
We also have the blue ones,
perfectly.
yeah.
And that's silver, they're silver jewel. I mean, they look glittery and just absolutely beautiful.
So there's the snow globe on the front. Just pop that on with the adorable squirrel
And you
behind
notice
it.
it's off to the side, not in the center. You don't have to put everything in the center of a card, and that you just balance it with something else going off to the other side.
Okay, you heard it here, folks. It doesn't have to be in the middle. And then just a little piece on the inside with one of the greetings and more of the snowflakes added to it. And this is really a nice example of look how the tree matches, and yet this is coming in and popped up on foam tape.
That's a really cute idea to sort of mirror, to finish off the tree within that die cut. That's a nice look. I also love the pairing of those die cuts with the adorable scoreable. You've got a snowy scene going on back there, and then it's matching the die cuts.
And up at the top, this is what we call the glitter velvet ribbon. And so it comes in a collection like this, and the glitter does not rub off, which is just wonderful. And you can see how nicely it plays with the hunky-dory.
Right, plus throwing on some of those jewel border dazzles is nice too.
And we've got just a little strip on the inside with a greeting, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is great. Another thing you could do with this particular die cut, punch a little hole at the top, put a ribbon, and you've got a bookmark, and you can send somebody a bookmark like that.
That's true. Okay, here is another. We've got more of the velvet glitter ribbon, and this is a cutaway card. So the front has been cut off, about an inch. Yeah,
about
a generous inch. We've got some border dazzles right along the edge there.
And more of that glitter ribbon.
Yes.
And while it looks like it's wrapped around, all you have to do is use your glue stick, glue this ribbon in place, cut it even with the edges, and then run a glue stick along the edge of that so it won't fray.
Okay.
And this ribbon really doesn't fray much, so that'll be pretty easy to do.
With love and best wishes, and then we've got another little one on the inside, more of the border.
So just make sure that the adorable scoreable comes over far enough to when you close your card, you're going to see just that.
Yeah, you don't want to cut too much into the image, so
Right.
that works nicely. Now, a gatefold card is this one, and I love that. It's just perfect in a
size
circle
of
because
that.
his little body is such
Yeah.
a circle, and more of that velvet. It looks like we're really using that.
Yeah.
And you can see as I open this, come on, little guy. Okay.
It sort of got hooked together.
Got hooked
There we
together.
go.
There we go. And
Very sweet. I
Very
love
pretty.
the jewel dazzles on there. That really frames the inside and
that
the outer
pretty?
pieces. Yeah.
nice use of this to have it on the front and then also at the top and bottom on the inside.
Right. That's
works
just really using your adorable scoreable effectively. Just make sure you only foam tape this on the left half of that panel. So see on the back of this, you're not going to see any more foam tape.
Yeah, very nice, very pretty, just lovely.
Fun one.
Now, another circle, and you talked about this earlier in the week about these nested frames and a good way to use them. Here's another example.
That's right.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at that. And we're also gonna look at the card itself, which is not just covered with adorable scoreable, but the entire piece was used with it.
Okay.
So this measures 5.5 inches by 11 inches. You're going to just score it in the center of that and fold it, and now you've got a card that's just beautiful on the front and back. I like it just like this. I'd put a ribbon on it and maybe a message. I love that. But we're going to use the die cuts as well. So now we have those die cuts. We're going to pop out the entire piece like so. We start by doing that. Now we've got that center piece and we've got that ring in between. This time we're not going to use the ring that's in between the two die cuts. So
we'll use it elsewhere, huh?
We'll use it elsewhere. Put that on some other great card that you're going to make. So take this out. So
or
now,
scrapbookers use it to frame a photograph.
great idea.
Yeah.
That works too. Even if you don't want to cut the edges of your photo, you can just set this over a square photo to circle the area and let the rest of the photo hang out. That's something I've done before. So we've got that. Now I'm pulling in, here we go, my cutting mat because of something in particular we're going to do. And I forgot to grab a pencil.
Okay.
And I couldn't find one. So if you have one there.
I do.
We're going to start by centering this. Let's see, actually in the card, it was about 1/4 inch from the top. We left a
From
little,
the fold.
from the fold. We left a little room at the bottom for a die cut. So I'm centering it, and then I'm going to use this pencil to trace
You're on the inside.
on the inside of this die cut. There we go. So now, it's very hard for you to see that, but if I turn it, I can see that. And then I will open my card
Good.
and cut only through this part of it. So I've got it right here, and I'm just going to use my retractable pen knife.
Now the reason that you can do this is because it's going to get covered up with the die cut. So if it's a little wiggly, that's fine. If I were cutting it, it would be a little wiggly.
Right.
You may be cutting it perfectly,
Well,
I'm sure. But
I'm doing it as quickly as I can because I really want you to see what we do, after this point. But you can see that do you notice that I'm pulling my hand and leaving that in place?
Yeah. And you're
That's
pulling
kind of
toward
the
you.
easiest way. I close that up for safety. So now we've got that window. By the way, take this and use that on
Yes.
another card too. Use that somewhere else. And the next thing you do is foam tape this over that hole. So you've got that foam taped here, and this will actually go on the inside.
Right.
So there we go. It'll end up
Very
like
pretty.
that. And the finished card looks like what you have here.
And the inside was also covered with the adorable scorable, not foiled. That way it lets the foiling part really pop, and added a greeting down here. And you can see on the front with the border, in fact it's from that same sheet,
Right, it is.
as well as the other little greeting.
Something I want to point out is you can do the same thing that I just did with an oval.
Sure.
You're going to use a larger card, you're going to place the card this way, but you can make an oval window, you can make a square window no matter what size your die cut is.
I like this of just knotting on that 1/8 inch sheer ribbon onto the circle.
Tying it
Yeah,
around the
works
die
really
cut.
nice.
Right, that's a
very
sweet look.
pretty. Okay, now we did mention the paper toll style, and that's in here with the car, and boy, this just pops right out.
It really does. It's like it's coming right at you. And using those foam squares that we talked about, those that small,
Quarter-inch.
those quarter-inch foam squares, really help to make that a super easy job.
Look at all the layers, just very fun. Now, if you don't want it that thick, you can elect to reduce some of the layers, and you could use those elsewhere.
That's true.
So you can have some fun with that.
You know, something else to point out here is all of this gets stacked on top of the die cut that has that image on it. Now, if you wanted to, you could stack all of this foam, these pieces with foam tape elsewhere, because you still get a complete image even
Right.
without that, and then you could put them somewhere else.
And actually, you're getting another image of this on the sheet of the adorable
That's
squirrel.
right.
Yeah,
So that's something you can do.
driving home for Christmas is what it's saying right down there. So you can see the adorable squirrel on the sides, and then a piece is right there on in the middle.
Christmas, a time for making memories that last throughout the year.
Very
I
nice.
love the sentiments.
Yeah.
They really are heartfelt.
Very nice. Scrapbookers, as I said, we don't forget you. And here is one sheet. Our table is just full of stuff. And
this is a perfect pairing of the adorable scorable.
Right.
You've got this whole story back there. There's Santa and the reindeer. You've got the little boy with the snowman. They're waving to Santa across. And then you've got these great little boys in red. They really match the photo, which I love. But framing them with one of the die cuts is just gorgeous.
And this one fits within the frame, but it doesn't have to.
Right.
But what happens is this adorable scorable really kind of tells the story, and then you get the close-up of those little charmers.
Right.
I also love this. So we've got two of the tags that you've mentioned, and very fun to do your title with two little strips
Right.
and tie a little baker's twine.
And you know, that baker's twine, you can just zot that on top. You don't actually have to tie it through the tag holes. That's kind of a little trick that we
Right.
do. Nobody will ever know the difference.
And we've got the red Border Dazzles. Now it's interesting because those have a gold edge, and yet our Hunky Dory has silver.
Has silver.
Works fine.
I've always found silver and gold mix and match pretty nicely,
Some
especially
red,
on jewelry.
in case anyone's watching. Red jewel dazzles right there, and then you've got another border strip at the bottom. So really sweet. And again, it doesn't take much time. Let you get your pages done, let you get your cards done,
Right.
but still they don't look rushed. They don't look like they've gotten anything other than your full attention.
They look very special. These are unique mementos when you have a scrapbook page like this.
And this is using, I believe, out of the pastel cardstock.
It
that
is.
20,
That's kind of
40
a nice,
sheets.
You know, I have to say, when I looked at this, everything looks beautiful, and then I, at some point, noticed that that's purple
Yeah.
cardstock, and I'm thinking that's not something I would have chosen, but it works perfectly.
Right. Very fun.
Right.
So this completes our week of webisodes with our snowy season, and we have so much appreciated that you're being part of this and part with us.
Very much so.
And we'll see you next week.
Okay, have fun doing Christmas cards.
Yes.